So for this practice, we can either start by sitting on your mat. You're welcome to sit on a block, on a cushion, on a blanket, or for the first part, you're even welcome to sit in a chair if this is uncomfortable for you. So once you get settled into your position, let your hands relax where they're comfortable. Sit up tall and let your eyes close. And while we're here, start to take some deep breaths, inhaling all the way into the lower belly and exhaling slowly. As you inhale, imagine your spine growing tall, and as you exhale, let your shoulders relax down and let your face soften. As you deepen your breath, start to notice where you're feeling your breath in your physical body. You might notice the air as it comes in through your nostrils and as it comes out. You might also notice your chest rising and falling, or you might notice the breath somewhere in between. Wherever you feel your breath the strongest in your body is where you can place your attention. And after you pick this spot, wherever it is for you, know that that's the place to go when your mind starts to wander. When we sit and breathe after a long day, or at any point in the day, our mind wants to go somewhere else. That's okay. Just notice what you start to think about, and then gently just come back to focusing on your breath and where you feel your breath. And if you haven't already, you can allow your breath to return to its natural pace. Starting to focus now on the transition from the inhale to the exhale, and from the exhale to the inhale. Observing the point of change. A little bit longer here, starting to connect the mind and the body through the breath. And from here, you're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them. We're just going to start to do some gentle neck circles. So tracing a big circle in the air with your nose, making sure to turn the head all the way to the sides and all the way down to the bottom. Inhaling as you go up and exhaling as you go down. If you haven't already, go ahead and switch directions and take this time to continue that body-mind connection. Notice as you move where the sensation moves as well. So you might feel it in the side of your neck, and then you might change to the back of your neck or the front. Stay mindful of these changes and stay curious as to how they differ from each other. Good. Coming back to center. From here, we're going to work from the top down in regards to the neck, the shoulders, and the mid-back. So starting with the neck, we're going to do some chin tucks. Now, these aren't super cute, but they're very helpful. And what we're going to do is just start by sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down. Take a breath, And then we're just gonna start by tucking the chin back. So you're gonna try to give yourself a really big double chin. So what this does is it combats our forward position all day. These muscles in the back of our neck get tight, and these in the front get weak. So we're both stretching and strengthening in this position. So just go ahead and go back and forth, pulling the neck back and letting it go. Repeating this a few times. Staying aware of what you're feeling in every part of the movement. All right, go ahead and give that a break. From here, we're gonna move to the upper traps. So feeling knots in this area between the shoulder and the neck, we're gonna work on both sides. So let's start with the left side. We're gonna sit up tall, and this has many parts, so we'll go step by step. We'll raise the left shoulder up, pull it back, left ear to left shoulder, and then we're gonna look away, try to get a chin tuck in there as well. So it's a lot of moving parts. We wanna find tightness on our left side and relaxation on our right side. So focus on pulling that chin back, pulling that shoulder back. Really feel that muscle tighten. It might be a little uncomfortable, but if it's painful, let it go. We're gonna keep holding it. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, let it go. All right, we'll go for the other side. So this may seem counterintuitive, really tightening up an already tight muscle, but we're doing it so we can maximally tighten it. And what that's gonna do is fatigue the muscle so that it can release itself from its tight position. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Right side, right shoulder comes up and back. Chin tucks in, right ear to right shoulder, and we're gonna look away. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Right side is tight, left side is relaxed. Take some deep breaths. You might feel a stretch on the opposite side, and that's just an added bonus. Keep breathing, keep tightening, keep that shoulder back, keep that chin back. Good, take a deep inhale here. And on your exhale, let it go. So you can do those a few times a day if this area starts to get really tight. Otherwise, we're gonna move on to the next segment, which is between the shoulder blades. So we're gonna use that same theory of tightening up the muscles so they fatigue out and loosen themselves. So sit up nice and tall, raise the shoulders up towards the ears, and then we're gonna pull the shoulder blades together, like we're trying to get them to touch. Using the arms here for leverage is actually quite helpful, so try to squeeze your shoulder blades together, keep pulling, pulling, pulling. Take some deep breaths. See if you can pull a little bit tighter. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, let it go. Okay, let's go ahead and transition to our tabletop pose from here. So if you're sitting in a chair, you can go ahead and move that, move any props you're sitting on, and let's find our way to hands and knees. All right, so in this tabletop pose, if the knees aren't comfortable at all, feel free to grab a blanket or a cushion, or just double up your mat underneath your knees. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some cat-cows. Fingers spread out nice and wide, pressing them into the mat. And we'll start with our cow. So we're gonna inhale, drop the tummy, raise the head and the tailbone, pressing through the hands. And on the inhale, we'll go the opposite way, pressing through the hands, rounding the spine, finding a ton of space here. On the inhale, back to your cow. And on the exhale, to your cat. Just go ahead and take it at your own pace. Do what feels good. Feel free to go side to side. You can also go back and forth if you want a little bit of a child's pose. Just keep breathing, keep feeling into your body, and keep doing what feels good. Beautiful. So from here, we're gonna go into cat-cow to help relieve some of that tension in the spine. So let's spread the hands out just a little bit more than shoulder width so we have a lot of space to decompress. From here, toes roll under. We're gonna press and lift the knees off the mat and come to our downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Walk the legs back and forth. Pressing through the fingers, let the head relax between the shoulders. Nice and loose, no tension in the neck or face. Press that heart down towards the mat, hips up high in the air. And if that feels difficult for you, feel free to bend the knees and lift the heels as much as you need to. What we don't want is a rounded spine. So just pushing back, straightening the spine, walking the feet out. Take a few deep breaths here. And when you feel ready, just finding stillness, continuing to breathe in this pose. On your next inhale, we're going to look up at the hands and just take a nice slow walk to the top of our mat. And once we get here, we're going to exhale to a ragdoll pose. So this is forward fold, but we're just releasing our upper body. So chest comes to the thighs, no matter how much you have to bend your knees, that's okay. And we're just going to let the neck and head relax. So you can shake it yes and no. You can grab opposite elbows or hug behind the knees, or just let them go, whatever feels good for you right here. Take a few deep breaths. Focus on your head going towards your mat, lengthening the spine, decompressing all the vertebrae. Good. From here, we're going to go ahead and release the hands, and we're going to slowly roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. So if you imagine there's a wall behind you, try to touch each individual vertebrae to the wall as you roll up. Keeping the head heavy until the final moment. And whenever you make it up, go ahead and do a few shoulder rolls just to reset everything. And we'll do a few standing practices to work on posture. So from here, let's find our mountain pose. So go ahead and make your way to the top of your mat to find your mountain pose. And then we'll check in with the body. So press into the feet, soft knees, glutes engaged so that our thighs are kind of rolling away from each other, active legs, standing up tall, core engaged, shoulders back and down. And we're gonna start with the hands here. So what we're gonna do is hook our thumbs together. It doesn't matter which one is on top at first. We're gonna hook the thumbs together, bring them in front of us, and from here, let's squeeze the shoulder blades back and down, almost like they're going into your opposite back pockets. Keep the core engaged so your ribs don't flare up, but they stay down. And as we inhale, we're going to find tension. So you're gonna pull your thumbs apart. Inhale, reach up, 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 up. And on your exhale, just release and let them down, slowly opening the chest as you come down. Good, so let's do the same thing again. We'll switch which thumb is on top. So if you don't remember, that's okay, we'll do it a few times. So again, nice mountain pose, shoulders back and down, pulling the thumbs apart, lots of tension here. Keep pulling, 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 all the way up as high as you can go. Once you get there, release, slowly bring it down. Good, let's do it 2 more times, switching which thumb is on top. Ready, and we pull, 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 pull. As we rise up, keep the glutes engaged, keep the cores engaged. Pull, pull, pull. And release. Exhale down. One last time. Thumbs hooked together, opposite side on top. Inhale as we go up, 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 up. Pulling, breathing. And on your exhale, let it go. Open the chest. All right. So we're gonna do one more thing coming back down to the mat. So find your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Bring your shoulders back and down. We're gonna inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Good, let's inhale and come up halfway to a flat back. Good, so keeping the spine nice and flat. Plant the hands on your mat. Step the feet back to a plank pose. Drop the knees if you need to, but we're gonna lower down, chaturanga. Good, and this is where we're gonna do our final pose. We're gonna do cobra, but we're gonna do cobra push-ups. So they're a little bit different. We're gonna put the hands under the shoulders and just slightly press up. Go to your point of comfort and then come back down. So what we're doing is finding some extension in the back and then coming back down. Keep the glutes squeezed together, keep the feet together, and go a few more times to your point of comfort. Make sure that the hips aren't lifting off the mat, and that we're just bending the spine. Good, go ahead and go 1 or 2 more times. Good, and let's go ahead and take a child's pose from here. So pressing back to hands and knees, put the big toes together, spread the knees apart if that's comfortable, and then send the hips back and lower down, child's pose. Good, take a few deep breaths here, check in with the body, check in with the breath. And let's go ahead and inhale, lift the head, bring the hands back towards the body, and we'll find our corpse pose. So find your way to a lying down position. If you have your cushion or anything that you use to sit on that's more comfortable than lying down, you're welcome to do that as well. Otherwise, just finding a comfortable position, lying down, letting the legs relax, closing the eyes, and taking a few deep breaths. And to calm the body, we'll do a breathing exercise. So what we'll do is inhale for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. So continue to lie here, I'll count for you. Close your eyes and feel heavy into your mat. And we'll begin with an inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Allow your breath to return back to its normal pace. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can roll over onto one side and leaning back and sitting.